Hey, welcome back. Let's talk about how to determine if extended stay rentals are illegal in your area. What you do is you search, use Google, use your favorite browser, use these search terms. You search short-term rental ordinance in the name of your city, or vacation rental ordinance and the name of your city or county, or Airbnb rental ordinance and then the name of your county. Let me give you 3 examples. Example 1, let's talk about Salt Lake City, Utah. I Google short-term rental ordinance Salt Lake City, and this is what comes up. And I look at something that has the gov extension. That's important. So I'm looking at the www.slc Salt Lake City gov. So it's an official site. And I'm looking at the frequently asked questions in the planning, and I'm seeing there that it's going to say something about short-term rentals. So let's go check that out. And that takes us to this page, and it's the City of Salt Lake City's planning website. And it's the frequently asked questions. I'm going to scroll down on there, and I see there in the business location, I see something called Airbnb and VRBO. So it's what are the rules for short-term rentals, Airbnb or VRBO in Salt Lake City. So it's right there. I'm going to click on that. And that takes me to this page here, and there's some reading to do. I think I blew this up. Yeah. So it says right here, underlined, it says the city generally categorizes short-term rentals such as Airbnb or VRBO as hotels, motels, or bed and breakfasts used because the lease period is less than 30 days. That's the key right there. Any use that leases living spaces for less than 30 days cannot be considered a residential dwelling. So if you do 31 days and longer, then none of those ordinances apply. You are not regulated as under the short-term rental ordinances. You're not considered a motel. You're considered exactly the opposite. So you can also change the reading of this to say spaces rented for more than 30 days are considered residential dwelling. That's the same. That's how you do it. 31 days and longer are considered residential dwelling in Salt Lake City. It's as simple as that. Let's take a look at example number 2. Let's take a look at Las Vegas, Nevada. So I Google short-term rental ordinance Las Vegas, and this is what comes up. Again, I'm looking for something that has a gov extension in their web address. Here it is right here. It says short-term rentals, City of Las Vegas, and it has that gov in it there. Okay, it's the code enforcement this time. So this comes up, short-term rentals, a nice website. They definitely want to make it easy for us to understand. I scroll down and I see this. I highlighted short-term or vacation rentals are the rental of a residential dwelling unit for periods of 30 consecutive days or fewer. All right. So that means if you do 31 days, consecutive days and longer, none of this ordinance applies. It's only for 30 days and less. So extended stays, 31 days and longer, are absolutely legal, considered residential in Las Vegas. All right, here's another example. This is more complicated. Chicago made things very complicated. It's probably one of the most complicated I've seen, but let me show you how I do it. In this case, I have to use the search term vacation rentals because Chicago doesn't use the term short-term rental. So I have to use that search term vacation rental. So Chicago vacation rental ordinance, and this is what comes up, vacation rentals, City of Chicago. All right, so I'm going to take a look at that. And it takes us to the business affairs and consumer protection section. And I have to scroll down and do some reading. And I see a section here, right here, called vacation rentals, a little sliver. And they talk about what we can do, and they talk about bed and breakfasts. And it wasn't giving me anything. So I actually had to go click on this hyperlink to learn more about what is the definition of vacation rentals in Chicago. And that takes me to this site, is their information page for vacation rentals in Chicago, what you need to know. And I see right up there they have MCC 4-6300. That's their code. That's the ordinance, that the actual law that I actually want to get to. But this section here gives me a good description of what it is. It talks about month-to-month rentals are not considered vacation rentals. But I'm going to actually click on and look up that code, the city code right there. It's going to take me to the ordinance there, the City of Chicago's Municipal Code Ordinance for Chapter 4-6, Regulated Business Licenses. This is what it is. And I'm going to have to scroll down to find what I want. I'm going to see it right there. It says Article XXX, Vacation Rentals, okay, 4-6-300. And in here I got to read, I'm looking for definitions. I'm waiting for it to define what a vacation rental is in Chicago. And so this is a section I have to scroll down. I see vacation rentals. Here's the definition. And I highlighted this highlight section. I blew it up to make it easier to read. As I'm reading it, it's real straightforward. It says the term vacation rental does not include, and that's the operative word, does not include, and I highlight there, a dwelling unit of which a tenant has a month-to-month rental agreement. It doesn't say lease, it says an agreement. And the rental payments are paid on a monthly basis. So whether you're using one of my leases as in the course as a month-to-month lease, month-to-month landlording is legal, or you're using Airbnb or VRBO, which has an agreement in there, all right, and people are paid out monthly. If you're doing extended stays, they're paid on a monthly basis. You qualify. This ordinance in Chicago does not apply for you. That you are not a vacation rental. Okay, you're regular furnished rental, extended stay, perfectly legal in everywhere in Cook County. That's what this says. And that's what you base it on. So here's the summary of it. To determine if extended stay rentals are legal, which means rentals of 31 days and longer, what we're talking about in this course. First step is you Google the city's or county's ordinance. Okay? And then you search for the definition. That's really important in the law. The definition a short-term rental or vacation rental. And third step is that you check to see how many days of occupancy that this ordinance is relevant to. Because if you are renting something that's outside of the ordinance, longer than the ordinance, then that ordinance doesn't apply. Everything in that ordinance doesn't apply. Step 4 is you decide if you're able to operate outside of the ordinance boundaries. So you can operate illegally, a legal extended stay rental. So that's what it is. You got to find the boundary, and then you want to step on the outside of it, so none of that ordinance applies. All right. And it used to be in Virginia, it was like 6 months, and they changed that back to 30 days. Most places in the continental United States is 30 days. And that's how you do it. All right. I'll see you next module.